Champions League group phase, we know it's all said and done now in game week 6. Spurs sit. Sorry, game week 7. Oh yeah, game week 7. Yeah. So we're sitting what, 5th in the groups?
We are currently sitting 5th. Liverpool overtook us yesterday. We were sitting in 4th before, but yeah, 5th, 14 points on the table at the moment. Incredibly, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams on 13 points, separated by a goal difference, which is nuts how tight that table is. Yeah, we're sitting on in 5th at the moment, so in a good position, strong position.
So we play Frankfurt away next week in our final game of the group stage. Frankfurt lost to Karabag last night, so they are out. They can't qualify by any means to the next round.
Dead rubber for them.
It's a complete dead rubber. You'd imagine they'd probably rest a few players looking forward to the Bundesliga. Apparently they've got no fit number 9 either. I mean, this is just a classic case of a prescription by Dr. Tottenham, but less said about that, the better, to be honest. Let's have a look at, what teams can actually overtake us, because I was actually looking at this last night, and a lot of the teams below us fighting are actually playing each other.
Yeah, so anyone from PSG to Dortmund are capable of overtaking us, because Dortmund are on 11. So if we were to lose by any significant margin and they win, they could go above some goal difference. So 16th to 5th to 6th can all overtake us. So there's quite a lot of teams still. So I think it's fair to say we have to win to guarantee it. I think a draw will not be enough. A draw will be enough to take us above Dortmund, but then after that it's only Juve. Because still Juve and above could still overtake us with significant wins. But there are some games against each other. So PSG and Newcastle are playing against each other.
Yeah.
I think Inter and Dortmund. Inter and Dortmund are playing against each other. So those two already. And so already, so out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, out of the 11 teams that can play against, that can be above us, already 4 of them are playing against each other. So only really 7 of them can be above us with a loss. And that means we have to finish above 3 of those teams. And I think I was looking at the fixture list. Barca have a pretty easy game. City have a pretty easy game. Atalanta have a pretty easy game.
Yeah, City are at home to Galatasaray. I mean, Galatasaray on their day can do something, let's be honest.
Yeah, true. And City just lost to Boda, so who knows. But you still expect them to win.
Yeah. Barca got Copenhagen.
They're going to win that. Atalanta have Karabag, do they?
Atalanta. Who do Atalanta have? No, Liverpool have Karabag.
USG, they have Union Saint-Gilloise.
Yeah.
Juventus have Monaco away.
Yeah.
Sporting
have Bilbao away.
Bilbao, not an easy game, but also winnable. And Chelsea have Napoli away.
Yeah.
So all the teams that we will hope to drop points, I think more than 3 have pretty winnable games. So we're definitely going to have to win. I think a draw is not going to be enough to get in that top 8. What's interesting at the moment, when you're looking at, it's obviously subject to lots of change. At the moment, we are currently 5th. That means we go straight to the knockouts, and that means we're going to play the winner of either Monaco, PSV, Man City, or Atletico Madrid, which is so at the moment we actually could be playing Man City in a knockout, or Atletico Madrid, or Monaco or PSV, depending on who wins the knockout. But that's obviously subject to much change depending on where we land and where everyone else lands on game week 8. So we'll see. But it's all predetermined at the moment. But if it was Man City, would you fancy us in a round 16 against Man City? We've done it before. Well, actually, it was a quarter-final last time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was quarter-final last time. I mean, I fancy them more than Atletico. Obviously, I prefer Monaco.
Although they nearly battered us, didn't they?
They did nearly batter us. But, yeah, look, Man City will be a very tough tie. We've shown that we can beat them already, even this season. Yeah, look, it's hard to talk about that because it's all going to change after the next game week, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So...
yeah, it's going to be big. But it does give us surely a leg up that Frankfurt out and they've got nothing to play for, albeit sometimes, as you said before, when teams are got the pressure off them,
Yeah.
They can start playing more freely.
And also another element to it is that they're going to have a new manager by then, probably.
He's going to want to,
and it could be his first game in charge, or his second game, whatever. If they can bring him before the weekend, it will be his second game in charge. So whoever plays that game, they know that they're fighting for their futures. So they could have that kind of extra element to it as well.
But it's crazy to think about in the Champions League. All 6 teams are currently in the top 11. 5 of our teams are in the top 8.
Yeah.
And for all the talk of it's a bad Premier League and the quality is so low. Look how well that we're absolutely tearing the Champions League apart.
Yeah, I don't buy into that narrative that it's a bad Premier League. I think it's a brilliant Premier League, and I think just the average quality of the league has just risen so much. You look at Arsenal, you look at the ones going for the title, and I think maybe the quality has decreased in terms of the better teams, but the average quality in the league, I think, has massively increased, in my opinion. And you're looking at English teams against La Liga teams so far this season. English teams have wiped the floor with them. You look at English teams against Bundesliga teams. English teams have wiped the floor with them. You know, so you even look at Arsenal resting a few players going away to the San Siro. You know, they wiped the floor with them.
Winning, yeah.
So the Premier League is the strongest league in the world, or definitely in Europe, by far.
Yeah.
Like, by far.
I think it's showing it. It's like because they're dominating this Champions League.
You even look at last season, man, the Europa League. Manchester United and Spurs was 16th and 17th or 15th and 17th, whatever it may be, and they were the 2 in the final.
The only team currently, English team, not in the top 8 is Man City, and they're probably going to finish in the top 8.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance that 6 of the 8 teams are going to be in the top 8.
Yeah.
Come the end of it.
Yeah, and it's crazy just Spurs are there, because Spurs, obviously the worst performing side out of anyone in the Champions League. We finished 17th last season.
Yeah, 14th at the moment.
We're 14th at the moment, and we're 5th in the Champions League group.
Which is nuts. I don't know how we're so high up, but I think it's a mixture of a couple of lucky draws maybe. So maybe we should really be around 14th rather than 5th, because we got those draws against Boda and Monaco, which we did not deserve. But also a case of we have had a very lucky draw, haven't we? Especially at home. The likes of Villarreal are currently sitting on 1 point. Slavia.
Villarreal are 3rd in the La Liga.
I know, which is weird about why they're doing so bad in the Champions League, but they are. They're 35th on 1 point. Haven't won a game, lost 6 and drawn 1. Slavia are home. They're currently near the bottom. We've also had what was the other home game we had? Slavia. Dortmund. Dortmund was a good win, to be fair, but we've kind of just had a kind draw, and maybe that's why we're so far up. And to be fair, it's what we predicted. If we do beat Frankfurt, that's 17 points. That's the points total we predicted before, isn't it? And I think it's probably going to plan. It's a weird way of going about it, but
Yeah.
it's probably gone to plan in terms of how many points we could get if we go and do the job against Frankfurt.
Well, you say a weird way of going about it, but it's probably gone as most people expected, really. We've done really well at home against kind of average opposition,
I guess
bar
that's
Dortmund.
true, yeah.
And in away games, we've kind of struggled a little
You
bit.
probably
and
swap a draw for Dortmund with one of the draws we...
we're probably with a win in Bodo or something like that.
something like that, yeah.
But look at Bodo. They just played Man City off the park in Bodo.
That's also another thing. A lot of people say, oh, Boda's such an easy place to go, such an awful team. And
Prague gave Barcelona a really good game last night as well.
Prague, yeah, they won 4-2. Yeah. But they still end up losing.
Yeah, but still, you're talking about Barcelona here. They were, 1-0 up, and then they got another one back. So we made a bit of light work of the Copenhagen and the Prague games, and we all fully expected it. But they've also given a few teams trouble in the Champions League this season. Copenhagen scored 2 against Dortmund.
Yeah, look, Champions League has been definitely offered a bit of respite for us. I think a lot of it is to do with the physicality more than anything. I think technically these sides are great, but I think the Premier League is such a physical behemoth.
Yeah.
I think everyone is upping their physicality. So even the average teams and lower teams, which is why West Ham has struggled so much this season in the Premier League, because of that lack of physicality, I feel. And that's a clear weakness in their game. And I think even the weaker teams in the Premier League completely outmuscle a lot of other European teams. So when we play these teams like Slavia and Copenhagen and these other teams, I think we just completely have so much strength over them, overpower them. That's the term I'm looking for. I think we just overpower these teams. They can't live with us.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at like the other European competitions, see if the English teams are dominating there. I mean, Aston Villa are level on points with Lyon at the top. Nottingham Forest not doing too well, but they've got an opportunity to still finish in the top 8.
I know Palace finished outside the top 8.
And in the Conference League, is it only Palace in there?
Yeah.
So Palace, they can still finish in the top 8.
No, it's finished.
Oh, is it finished? Is it not 7? Oh, there's only 6 games.
Yeah, I believe it's only 6.
Oh, okay, so they finished 10th.
Yeah, they finished outside the top 8.
Yeah. It's mainly the Champions League, but I guess there are more English teams in the Champions League than there are in any other European competition. But yeah, do you think that we'll win next week, or is it going to be another one of those classic Dr. Tottenham showings?
I think we will win, but who knows? I think Frankfurt are also a kind of team we like to play against. They're so open at the back, and they're very like they're like basketball games. A lot of the Frankfurt games. So there was, against Karabag, they lost 3-2. They were 2-1 up and ended up losing at the end. I think those are the kind of teams that we would like to play against, and I think because they've got nothing to lose, they're going to try and win. They're not going to settle for a draw. They're just going to try and win the game. I think that'll suit us as well. So I think we'll probably win. But it's still one of those things where the pressure is going to be on, and I hope the pressure doesn't get to them, because
So
I think top 8 is important for us.
Yeah, it is. And if we draw and end up on 15 points, how likely it is? It's probably unlikely still to go through. We have to win, saying.
If we draw still from Juve up, well, if we say we've got a better goal difference than these two teams, Inter and Juve, but we only have it by a couple of goals. So if they win by more than 2 or more goals, they can finish above us. Then, but if any 3, sorry, they need 3 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 out of 8 teams need to be finishing above us if we get a point. And if all of them win, if 3 of those win, they'll be above us. Or 4 of them, sorry.
Yeah.
If 4 of those teams win, they'll be above us. And I think Atlanta are probably going to win. Atletico are probably going to win. City are probably going to win. Sporting are probably going to win. Barca are probably going to win. And one of Paris and Newcastle will probably win that. So I think, but Chelsea have Napoli away, so they might not win. But
Napoli have been terrible.
They have been terrible.
It's a big game for Napoli,
yeah,
I think, just to stay in the stay in the tournament.
It's a massive game, so they might not win that. But yeah, I would say we need to win. I think a draw really leaves it in the balance. I would say there's more than a 50% chance we drop out the top 8 if we don't win.
All right, so a big game next week against Eintracht Frankfurt in the Champions League to seal our spot in the top 8. It's all in our own hands. If we win the game, we finish in the top 8. That's what it comes down to. So let's hope.
We could even finish as high as 3rd, I think.
Yeah.
So who do Liverpool, Madrid have?
Well, can't we finish 2nd? Or is Bayern too far ahead now?
Who are Liverpool playing? Liverpool have got Karabag, so they're probably going to win. Madrid are away to Benfica. Mourinho against his old team.
Yeah, that'll be a blockbuster.
That'll be good. And they need to win as well, I think, Benfica, to have a chance. But anyway, we're probably not going to finish above either of those, even if we win.
Yeah. You never know. Finish in the top 8, get a kind draw in the last 16 in the quarterfinals of the Champions League.
All of a sudden,
and at that point, you've been off the league and go for the Champions League.
Absolutely. And I wouldn't even care.
Do you think if it gets to that point, and let's say Frank's still in the job, like you just give Frank's going to be here till the end of the Champions League campaign, like kind of similar to Ange last season?
If we're doing well, if we're actually if he's giving us a shot, then I guess why not?
Because whatever we want to say about Frank, actually, when we've played decent opposition in the Champions League this season, I know we haven't won every game, but we've actually played well and looked a match for any team.
PSG twice in Dortmund, and we've done well in all those games. So I guess if he's getting us through ties, I think maybe you just got to give it.
Yeah.
If I don't know, do we really think we're going to win it? It depends how bad I guess the league is going, but it was really tanking last season. I guess we stuck with it. Maybe, I don't know. I'm conflicted. Yeah,
I mean, it's got to be better than an interim if he's actually shown he can do something against European opposition.
True. Interims have won it before with other teams, though.
Yeah, with Di
Di
Matteo.
Matteo.
Should we bring in Di Matteo
Yeah,
just
get
for
him in.
a few months?
Get Roberto in.
All right, well, we'll have to wait and see how it all pans out next week. So we play on the Wednesday night, don't we? So we're going to be on the last night, so we'll know exactly all the...
I think everyone's on the same time.
Oh, is it everyone on the same night? All right, fair enough. So, yeah, it's going to be a big night Wednesday night, last game of the Champions League group phase. That is the situation going into it. Eintracht Frankfurt are done and dusted in the Champions League, so... Let's hope that situation.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, I think it's a bad thing, to be honest. I really think it's a bad thing, but let's hope it works in our favour this time. Look, we played bloody Dynamo Zagreb. Nobody thought there was a chance to lose that game. So, manager in jail, chairman in jail. What was the situation? I can't remember it.
Yeah, the manager was in jail. We were 2-0 up.
How does that even happen?
Even when you go back to, I remember we played Portsmouth in an FA Cup semi-final, and they couldn't play one of their players, their main player, because if they played him, they would owe money which they couldn't afford.
Who was that? Piquion? No, he scored that day.
Can't remember. It was one of the.
Was it Benjani?
No, it was one of their forwards. I can't remember his name. It was one of their forwards. They couldn't play him.
Canu maybe.
They had to pay money which they couldn't afford, so they couldn't even. Everyone's like, "Oh, they can't even play their players." Like, surely we've won this, and they were already relegated from the Premier League, and we still lost that game.
Dr. Tottenham knows no bounds, man.
Only Spurs can lose the unlosable games. That's what our.
But then, when you don't give them a chance, they win.
Exactly. When you're like, this is over, like, we're not getting anything.
Yeah.
Somehow pull it out of the bag. It happens that way.
Madness, isn't it? It's absolutely madness. The most confusing club in world football is Tottenham Hotspur. But look, that is the Champions League situation. I want to thank you all for joining us today. That is all we have. We're back tomorrow.